NHL regular season recap, night 100, and it wouldn't be any more fitting that we kick things off from the car, my own car this time, finally, with a game between the Bruins and Jets, one that was pretty highly anticipated, two of the top teams in the entire league, two of the top goalies in the entire league going head-to-head, and what you would expect to be a pretty good goalie duel, Jeremy Swayman ends up the victor. It's a 4-1 final for the Bruins. Goals from Lauko, Coyle, DeBrusk, and Marchand in this one. Jeremy Swayman, 20 of 21. Connor Hellebuck, just 16 of 20, I believe, for him, or 17 of 21. Not quite good enough for the victory in this one. The Bruins and Jets pretty evenly matched by skating metrics. The shots dead even. Power plays pretty even in this one, but Jeremy Swayman just the better of the two goalies and able to pick up the victory tonight. 4-1 Boston over Winnipeg. The Golden Knights taking on the New Jersey Devils, and this one ended up being a very high-powered affair offensively. In the first, it's Pavel Dorofeyev, Nico Hischier, and Curtis Lazar making it 2-1 Devils after one. Lazar's goal coming with just 22 seconds to play in the frame. In the second, all hell breaks loose. Tyler Toffoli, Jonathan Marchessault, a second from Marchessault, Chandler Stevenson, Nick Waugh, and Tyler Toffoli once again makes it, I don't even know, dude, 5-4 Vegas after two. It was a mess. And then in the third, Curtis Lazar with his second of the game ties it up about halfway through the frame. We head to overtime where Toffoli completes the hat-trick effort for the victory. It's a 6-5 final in favor of New Jersey. Of course, neither goalie very good in this one. Logan Thompson, 32 of 38. Vitek Vanacek, 27 of 32. Just barely a better save percentage for Vitek, but he gets the victory in this one. It was much needed for the Devils. They're still in 6th in the Metro despite a 24-18-3 record. Vegas, despite the loss, maintains their spot at 2nd in the Pacific, 27-14-6, but Edmonton not far behind them at this point in the year. The Panthers visiting Nashville, taking on the Preds, and it's actually a pretty good little goalie duel in this one despite the 4-1 final in the box score. 2 of the 4 Panthers goals come by way of the empty net. UC Saros goes 34 for 36. Anthony Stolarz 26 for 27, a 944 and 963 respectively for each of them. No scoring in the first. In the second, Sam Reinhart gets his 34th of the year on the power play. Jeremy Lauzon seconds that with his 5th of the year, 1-1 after 2. Carter Verhaeghe scores just over a minute into the third in what would be the eventual game winner. And then, of course, Brandon Montour and Matthew Tkachuk each with empty netters in the last 2 minutes of the game. Again, both goalies pretty good in this one, but a result we probably all expected. Florida taking care of business against a team that's not drastically worse than them, but Florida definitely the better of the two teams tonight, and they got it done. 4-1 final here for the Cats. The Penguins taking on the Coyotes, and this one was kind of an interesting game, like a revenge game for Jason Zucker. An own goal by Chris Letang. Sidney Crosby getting his 27th, because why not throw some legitimate scoring in there as well. Ends up being a 5-2 final for Arizona. Zucker in the first, Eller, Valimaki, Crosby, and Kerfoot all in the second, and then Krause with an empty netter in the third, that being the goal from Chris Letang on his own net, and then Nick Bjugstad a few minutes after that makes it 5-2 for Arizona. Tristan Jarry, not his best night, 22 of 26. Connor Ingram, 25 of 27. He continues to have a pretty good year and kind of not carries his team to victory in this one, but definitely one of the bigger reasons why they ended up getting the W. Big win for the Yotes. They're still very much in the mix out west. For the Penguins, this is a tough loss, especially with the Devils winning tonight. They need all the points they can get. The Metro is hyper competitive this year, and you really can't afford to give up points to teams, especially in the middle of the pack like the Coyotes are. So tough loss for the Penguins. Big win for the Coyotes. 5-2 is the final. The Blackhawks visiting the Canucks, and this is another game where the result may as well have been determined before the game even started, though it was closer than a lot of people may have anticipated. Thatcher Demko had to be pretty damn good. He gets a shutout in this one. His 5th of the year, 31 of 31 Blackhawks shots stopped by him. First period is where we get both our goals. Pius Suter with his 9th of the year from Kuzmenko and Juleson. And then a few minutes after that, it's Quinn Hughes from Mikheyev and Kuzmenko again. Just 6:40 into the first, and we have both of the goals that we'll see all game. Peter Mrazek also pretty good in this one. Surprise, surprise. 27 of 29 for him, a 931. But once again, you can't win if your team doesn't score. That was the case for Peter tonight. A 2-0 loss for the Hawks, and once again, the Canucks maintain their first spot in the Pacific Division. Final game of the night, the LA Kings taking on the San Jose Sharks, and God, did I stay up too late watching this one, but what's a YouTube channel without a little bit of dedication, right? In the first period, no goals. Very exciting. Second period, Zetterlund, Eklund, and Moore all scoring 2-1 Sharks after 2. In the third, early on, Byfield scores to tie it up. Josh Bailey scores once again to make it 3-2 Sharks, and then Drew Doughty on the power play with less than 2 minutes to go ties it, forces overtime. We head all the way to the shootout where Logan Couture and Fabian Zetterlund essentially do the exact same move. Neither of the two Kings players score. Dave Riddick breaks his stick over the post. It's pure comedy in Los Angeles as they continue to struggle. Fourth in the Pacific at 22, 13, and 8. The Sharks still 8th, 11, 31, and 4, but they get the W over their cross-state rival in this one. And it's a big loss for the Kings, man. They've continued to be on this little slump here in the last month or so. The goaltending hasn't been great. The scoring has not been there the way it was early in the year. And tonight is just another example of those struggles. But that's going to be it for NHL regular season recap night 100. Thank you to everyone that's been watching this whole way. We got, about half a season to go, and then we'll figure something out for the playoffs too, but hope you guys have enjoyed. We'll talk to you tomorrow for night 101.